What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm back to review another episode of Love and Hip Hop. This is season 11, episode 3. Yes, I know that I missed reviewing episode 2. The only thing that I want to touch on about that episode is that, number one, Mama D needs to stop gossiping, especially about Diamond, who's not even a featured person on the show. Yes, we have a few scenes of her this season, but she's not even a cast member, number one. Number two, Spice, please go sit down somewhere because you are already trying to let your body heal. So I don't need for you to put your body in any more trauma. Please sit down somewhere. Get you some dancers. And the last thing I want to say is that Sierra, you definitely need to divorce Eric ASAP. The fact that that man is jealous of your kids, yeah, he gotta go. Now let's go ahead and talk about this episode. Alright, so we first start off with Spice. She is with, I believe, a contractor, and they're talking about how her son, he loves the house so much that they're in, right? And I'm just like, well, girl, why won't you let your children live there? I find that to be very interesting. But you keep mentioning your kids, but you got this big old house, and you're the only person who's in it. Because I don't even think she's dating that guy who used to be a producer on the show anymore. But nonetheless, let's hop on over to Rennie Rucci. So she's over there talking to Carly Red, and we learned that since Rennie's mom passed away, Carly has been a really good friend to her. She's been super supportive, constantly checking in on her. And as for Carly, her grandmother has passed away, and when she heard about Spice, she rushed to be by her side in the Dominican Republic. Now, from Carly's perspective, she doesn't understand where the breakdown happened in their friendship because she feels like there was a bit of distance between them, now. But also there was some drama about Spice's birthday party. Was that on the episodes of something, y'all? Like, was this on Family Reunion that they celebrated Spice's birthday, or last season of Love and Hip Hop? Because I'm like, they keep referencing it as if we can recall that, oh yeah, Carly spent all this money and we gonna get like some flashback scenes, and I don't feel like we got any. But nonetheless, Carly's trying to figure out where's her friendship going when it comes to, her and Spice. So Carly goes on to explain how Rashida is mad at her, as well as a couple of the other ladies, because basically when Carly went down to the DR, she got there, the family told her, don't tell anybody what's going on. So she kept it actually private. So Rashida's whole point is that, like, well, you've been talking and gossiping about people all this time. Why is it now that you can't say anything? Because this was a real life situation. Here's the thing. Take all the shenanigans that we know about Carly Red out of it. If someone's family is saying, hey, this is a serious matter, we want to keep all of this in-house, we don't need any information leaking to the blogs or anything, yeah, I'm not telling y'all anything. Because this was not something that was like hot gossip that can be used against somebody else on a TV show. Like, Carly has been messy for all types of things. We have all seen it. I'm not going to deny that. But I feel like this was a life or death matter. Why would I sit up here, and if at the family's wishes they say don't say anything, why would I disregard that and be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell Rashida and Shekinah and the rest of the ladies that know of Spice, and then we're just going to see what happens. Like, no, that's not how that works. But nonetheless, let's slide her over to Rennie Rucci, because she talks about how her and Erica Banks had a pretty decent relationship. They would DM each other, talk to each other through DMs or whatever. And it even got to the point where they were flirting with each other and talking about hooking up. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But out of nowhere, she says that this girl just unfollowed her on social media. And I'm like, okay, you're saying that now, but on the first episode, you said that she didn't like you because her ex-boyfriend dropped your name in a song. So what's going on there? Why didn't you mention that? I don't know. I just feel like Rennie Rucci is just taking up space on the show. She honestly can go. She don't really bring no energy to the show. All right, now let's slide on over to Amy Luciani. So she is with her mom, and I must say her mom is really beautiful, and they are prepping for her Pretty Kitty launch, or I'm sorry, her relaunch. Next thing you know, Chaotic shows up. I'm like, why is he randomly here? Basically, her sisters were supposed to come help her, I guess make like little gift bags or something, and they said they wasn't coming. So now she done put Chaotic to work, and honestly, I was giving a side eye to Chaotic because the way he kept like looking at her mom, trying to flirt, be all goofy in the background, I'm like, please stop. Sit down somewhere and grow up. One thing that I noticed though was that the mom is like, oh, I need the girls to, all be on one accord. I'm going to have a family meeting and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but it's clear that Amy's your favorite. It's definitely clear. But let's go ahead and move on, y'all. All right, so we see Jessica. She is in the studio. They were playing a song, and honestly, her voice did not sound bad. I'm like, okay, this is something that we can, probably tolerate here, and be like, okay, I'll play that. So the producer, Bangladesh, pops up. Y'all, I have not heard Bangladesh in forever. So now he wants to know, like, her motive as to why she wants to be a singer and all this stuff. And she talks about how she let an 8-year relationship waste her time. And here's the thing. I absolutely agree with her. Did Nick waste her time? Yes. Because she put in 8 years thinking that she was planning something with a man who basically sold her a bunch of sweet nothings. Because honestly, once Jessica, if you look at that timeline, once Jessica got with Nick, her career started to dwindle because she probably put all her energy, turned down jobs, all that stuff for Nick. He was probably controlling her, being like, nah, you don't have to work. Nah, you ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. I'm going to take care of you. I'm pretty sure he did that. And look what it got her. Nothing. Like, I feel like the same way about Diddy and Cassie. Because if y'all remember, Diddy got Cassie when she first came out. By the time her second single dropped, she was already with Diddy. So it was like that girl had no chance to, have a career because Diddy made sure that she did it. And I'm not saying that Cassie was about to blow up and be the next Rihanna and Beyonce. That's not what I'm saying. There was a space for Cassie, okay? She was dancing. Her songs were catchy, whatever. We don't know where Cassie's career could have led to had she not been dating Diddy. As connected as Diddy is, he never invested in Cassie. Same thing with Nick Cannon. As connected as he is, you don't see him invested in any of his baby mamas like that, and he damn sure did not invest in Jessica. But let me get back to this story at hand. I believe it's her manager. I want him to stop talking. He talks a lot. I'm like, I need you to shut up. Let Jessica say what she's doing. Let Jessica say why she wants to work on a project. Like, please stop talking. You're not even a cast member on the show. Relax. So, here comes Bangladesh, right? He plays a track for her. He only got one song, one option. A song called Put It In Your Mouth. The song was complete trash. Like, my mouth completely dropped open because I'm like, this is the same guy who gave us A Milli by Lil Wayne. This is the same guy who produced Diva for Beyonce. What is this garbage? And the fact that this man tried to tell her that this song was it, like this was about to be a hit song, was crazy to me. She's better than this. And I'm actually glad that she knows that she's better than this. And she's like, no, give that song to a 20-year-old. But here's the thing. I don't want to hear that song at all. I don't think anybody needs to sing it. It was terrible. It was whack. Jessica, good luck on your music career. But let's slide on over to Rashida. She goes to see Spice or whatever. And Spice says that, she's lost about 30 pounds. So Rashida, she lets Spice know that she's mad at Carly because she didn't get any information about Spice and this whole situation with her in the hospital. So Spice is mad because according to her, Carly said that she spent $30,000 on her birthday party and really she only spent $1,000. So Spice doesn't like the fact that Carly is close to Mita as well. And I'm like, I need for Spice to give Mita a lot of heat because the way she giving it to Carly is crazy. But nonetheless, she's upset Because basically, when it comes to Carly doing a song with Spice, y'all remember Carly tried to fight tooth and nail to get Spice on a song. She finally got her on a song. I believe that the song went like number one on iTunes or something. I guess it was a big deal for Carly. So at some point she asked Mita to submit this song for the Grammys, right? Here's my thing. Does Mita solely work for Spice? If not, chill out, Spice, number one. Number two, you should be happy that someone's doing any type of submissions for you because your album is already out. So that ship has sailed, and this is a possibility that you may get a Grammy. Listen, you lost to some white boys doing reggae. So it's not too far-fetched for us to think that Carly Rae can get a Grammy. Who knows what they'll choose? But nonetheless, she's so mad at Carly submitting this song, and I'm just like, if you feel that deeply about it, you should have never did the song, because it sounds like you hate the song, and you hate the fact that it's a possibility that Carly could get a Grammy with you, because you don't think that Carly is on your level. You think that, oh, we did some little BS song and it's not worthy of a Grammy. Like, I was just trying to give you a little hint of what Spice is just so that you would get off my back. And I'm like, well, girl, you should have never did the song in the first place. And also, you're over here getting upset because Carly and Mita have a good relationship. Girl, that happens sometimes. Sometimes your friends become friends. It's okay. You don't always have to be the middleman to keep your friends separate, because if that's the case, you should have never introduced them. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about this closet before we leave Spice. She goes downstairs to show Rashida the closet that she has for all of like her tour merchandise. Her tour wardrobe and stuff. That closet was huge. And I'm just like, girl, you are living large and in charge, but who else is living in this house with you? Because it's just you. Because them kids is in Jamaica. Your mama in Jamaica. You ain't got a man. That's scary to live in that big old house by yourself. But let's go ahead and move on, y'all. So now we have Amy. Amy and her mama, they meet up with her sisters. Sisters' names are, I believe, Raynell and something else. I can't think of what the other one's name is. But nonetheless, here we go. So the sisters feel like their mom puts all of her energy into Amy and her career. Because there are times when they may call their mom or need their mom for something, and because she's with Amy, she basically puts them on the back burner. For me, that's completely messed up, because I can't imagine needing my mom for something or wanting to show her something or wanting her to celebrate me and her just brushing me off to be like, well, your sibling needs me. Like, that is so cold-blooded to me. But nonetheless, here we go. So one of the sisters, she brings up the fact that she has a tattoo business. She opened up her own shop, and her mom hardly supported her because she was only there for 20 minutes. Amy calls her and is like, Mom, I need you. Mom bolts out the door. And here comes Amy. Well, you need to work a little harder because I have 3 businesses. Ma'am, that's not the topic of discussion. Like, where are you going with that comment of, well, I have 3 businesses? Now, according to Amy, her mom gave all of the girls a lump sum of money. How much it was, I have no idea. But she's like, my sisters blew their money. They went on vacations and trips and did all of this. But I invested my money. And I'm just like, okay, that's cute and all. But Amy, be fucking for real right now. You also were on a YouTube page with your boyfriend at the time. Y'all had a nice following. I don't think they had like 1 million followers, but it was definitely in the hundreds of thousands. So y'all were definitely getting those nice YouTube checks. Stop playing. Because that was also a part of you gaining a following. I wouldn't say a huge following, but you had a following because people were watching your YouTube channel. So you having 3 businesses, yes, that is a lot more possible, and people are going to buy your stuff because they know who you are. Your sisters, on the other hand, yeah, it is a big deal that she got to start a tattoo business. And I don't know what the other sister wants to do, but it will be harder for them because people don't know them. It is very easy for celebrities or influencers to drop products and start up businesses because they know that they have a following and people will purchase things for them. Like, I just hated Amy's energy right there, and I'm just like, whoa, that right there rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not sure if I will like you this season, girl. So, the part that got me, y'all, was when the sister said that basically the mom is always up Amy's ass crack. And then the other sister did a whole like hand motion thing. Baby, I laughed so hard because the first thing that I thought of was Sukiyana and her song Eatin'. And I just could not stop crackling. So now, of course, the mom is offended. Because she's like, you're not going to be talking to me like that. And I get it. That was a kind of a reckless line. So one of the sisters, she lets Amy know, oh, I no longer want to be your operational manager for Pretty Kitty. Now the mom, she's like, oh, you're being spiteful, all this stuff. And, you know, because Amy's about to launch, or should I say relaunch, her business and she needs you, all this stuff, right? Well, maybe Amy needs to be a better boss. How about that? How about, Amy, you try to be a better boss to people? And also, the sad part about this is that her sisters have their own dreams. And I don't think that it's fair that they need to stop what they want to do with their life just to follow after their sister to make all her dreams come true and then put theirs on the back burner. No, ma'am. That's not how that works. This is one thing that I pointed out on Love and Marriage Huntsville with the character Stormy, or not character, but the person Stormy. She had to fire her cousin because he was basically an operational manager. That shit is a warehouse job. Like, be for real. If I have dreams that are bigger than this, no, I'm not about to give my all to having a warehouse job. Like, I don't want to bottle up products. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do your shipping. I don't want to pack boxes. Like, I'm pretty sure Amy's sister has dreams that she wants to maybe open up her own business. I don't know. She may want to do lashes. I don't know what this girl wants to do. They did not discuss it. But her dream should not be put on hold just so that she can go package up some stuff and do your shipping for you. No. Hire people outside of this, because what you can't do with people outside of your family is guilt trip them into staying on. And that's exactly what Amy did. Amy and her mom guilt tripped the sister to be like, well, you know, we're about to relaunch. Could you at least stay on for that? Yeah. Would I be surprised if the sister is still there now? Because they guilt tripped her. It was like, you know, we really need you right now. And you can, you know, after I launched, and I guess you could kind of do your own thing. But how long are you going to keep her on? Just for a week? 2 weeks? How long are you going to try to keep her there, Amy? Because it's not like you about to go do the operations type work. Because you too busy trying to be a rapper, remember? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't like that energy. And I absolutely understood what the other sister was saying. Like, no. Stand on your ground. If you don't want to do it no more, don't do it. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams. But y'all, that was that. Alright, so let's move on over to Spice. So this was a very Spice heavy episode. Her and Shekinah, they're at Spice's house. And basically she tells Shekinah that she wants her to help her pick out dancers for, you know, her performances, because she ain't gonna be doing all of that like she usually do. So why did Carly pop up, y'all? Carly pops up at the front door with her daughter. Talking about some, hey, surprise, Jasmine's pregnant. I'm like, this is so random. It's like the producers just threw Carly in and was like, do your thing, girl. Just go on and do whatever you gotta do. So Carly lets her know that she moved across the street from her. And Spice is pissed off. And I must say, it is crazy to me that Carly was like, yeah, so you can like look after my daughter because she's going to be at the house by herself. I'm just like, how you going to sign somebody else to look after your grown daughter? Carly, stop acting like your daughter is 12. She's not a little girl. But nonetheless, Spice pulls Carly outside so that they can have a one-on-one conversation. Spice is adamant that she already told Carly she does not want to live next to her. Now, Spice, I have to side-eye you, though, because you tried to bring up the fact that, my kids are here and Carly's going to have people in and out of her house, all this stuff. And I'm just like, what kids? Your kids are not there. Stop playing. Number one. Number two, how do you know who's going to be in and out of Carly's house? And also, why does it matter who's going to be in and out of her house? Because last time I checked, you can't dictate what your neighbors do. Let me tell you something. If my neighbors decide that they want to have a party right now, the only thing I can do is call the police and make a noise complaint, and then it can get shut down that way. But besides that, I can't tell them, no, you can't have a party. No, you can't invite a certain amount of people. I can't go over there and dictate their household. And that's why it's even more crazy to me that Spice is talking about how Carly had the previous owner sign an NDA to say that they can't say that she's moving in. I think that she did that because if she's moving somewhere and this is going to be her actual home and she wants privacy, you're right. I don't want it to make it to the blogs that, oh, Carly Red bought such and such house on this such and such road. That is how a lot of times we see where celebrities live. Because half the time it's the agents or the people who sold the house who are going to the blog saying, hey, such and such sold the house. And what do we see? Oh, here goes this celebrity. They just bought this house for $3 million and it's in the Hollywood Hills. Like, yeah, that's how that works. So I absolutely understand her having this woman sign an NDA. She wasn't saying that so that this woman wouldn't tell you, Spice. That was not why she did that, number one. Number two, it's not her job to tell you who's moving in. Let me tell you something. My neighborhood has changed a lot. There have been people who have moved in, people who have moved out. It is never their job to go and tell the neighborhood who's moving in just because they sold their place. Just because I sold my house does not mean that I have to go tell the neighborhood just because they asked, oh, well, who's moving in? I can't tell you that information. Like, are we all watching the same show and not realizing how life really works? What is happening right now? Like, I know that a lot of people probably think that Carly is crazy at this point, but honestly, I'm not seeing that. I think that Spice is doing way too much. She's being extra. I get it. You may not have wanted her to be your neighbor. I get that. Maybe you want, full peace and quiet. I get it. You don't want your friends too close. But I'm just like, sis, with your medical condition and all the things you got going on, maybe you need somebody nearby. Considering you're the only person in that lonely house. All right, now speaking of Spice, we actually see her at her audition. She has Shekinah and Rashida there to help her judge the ladies, and whoop-de-doo. Good for them. Here's the thing. They talk about Carly. And it's crazy to me because they have to talk about how Carly's moving next door and all of that stuff. Now, Rashida says that it's giving single white female. Y'all, she done put the bug in Spice's ear. So now Spice thinks she got a stalker, y'all. So now we hop on over to Jessica. So she actually goes to speak to Tidra Moses. Y'all, I just have one question about Tidra. Did she ever drop more music than that one album? Like, Complex Simplicity, it was a good album. I'm not about to, front on it. But is she like a Lauryn Hill, where they only got one album and that's all we got? Just curious. Nonetheless, Jessica's manager, again, he's talking too much for me. I need him to stop. And one thing that I noticed, y'all, about Jessica always talking about how, because when I'm a supermodel and all this stuff, and I'm like, but are you really? Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but Jessica wasn't even a model that long. To me, that's like Chanel Iman claiming to be a supermodel. No, y'all modeled for a solid 1-2 years, maybe 3. stop acting like you was really out here being Cindy Crawford or you was Tyra Banks. Nonetheless, I'm just gonna let that girl have it. So Tidra basically gives her the advice that, she supports her, she's her own competition, and that she has her prayers. I was like, oh, girl, I mean, she is not about to pay you any type of attention, because the fact that she said, yeah, you have my prayers, that sounded like, girl, I'm not about to hop in the studio with you. I'm not giving you no vocal lessons. Move away from me with this. Y'all, I really just want to get to this last scene. First thing I noticed, Carly, why are we renting a Rolls Royce? You don't have to be this extra. You can pull up in your Honda or whatever car you drive. It's okay. So she meets with Spice. Y'all, I don't understand the beef that Spice has. Maybe somebody can explain it to me in the comments. Please tell me what Spice's problem is. Her energy towards Carly was so nasty. Like, Carly was like, hey, sis. She's like, don't call me sis. You're going to piss me off. And I'm just like, okay, that's the energy that we're giving. So she calls her fake and phony. And, Carly says that she never told people how much she spent on this party. And she also told her that she thought Mita was going to be the person who told Spice about the Grammy submissions, right? Here's the thing. Out of all these people in this conversation, Mita is the only one who is probably a part of like the Grammy board that can submit the song. So I'm just like, yeah, maybe you should go take this up with Mita, considering she agreed with Carly, oh, hey, I will submit your song, because she's the one who submitted your album. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, you should probably go take that up with her, because she could have absolutely told Carly, no, I'm not going to do that. That's what she could have done. And Mita could have also been like, you know what? Let's have a conversation with Spice to see if she even wants this song to be nominated for a Grammy before I put in my submission. But I'm not understanding how you have all this heat for Carly right now. Let me go ahead and move on. So Spice feels like Carly is being sneaky. And I'm like, well, technically she's not being sneaky. I mean, it's actually a nice gesture to surprise your friend and be like, hey, you haven't won a Grammy. We did a song. It blew up. Let's see if we can get a Grammy for it. Like, I don't know. I think it's all about the perspective. So she's going off about Carly buying this house next door to her. And then she goes on to talk about the whole neighbor signing the NDA and how, the neighbor didn't even tell her that Carly was moving in. All this stuff, right? One thing that I will say is that I did feel bad for Carly when she was like, damn, I didn't know you hated me that much. Because the venom that Spice had, I don't feel like it was warranted. Like, you can be mad about some stuff, but girl, your energy, absolutely not. Like, it's crazy to me that she's like going so hard at Carly. And I'm like, but she's the same one who came to see you in the Dominican Republic. And you're basically giving her your ass to kiss. She came to see you, be by your side while you were in the Dominican Republic. She didn't say anything about what was going on with you in the hospital, which you already know. Typical Carly would have ran that information to everybody. So it's the fact that she respected you enough to not put your information out there, and you don't see it that way. That's crazy to me. So next thing you know, Spice gets up to leave. You have Carly out here chasing after her. And so Spice, she trying to continue the conversation. And Spice is like, why is she chasing after me when she hasn't chased after anybody else? And I'm like, yeah, it's because she thought that y'all was really friends. Like, if we're being honest, Carly has not had real friends on this show. She's had people that she's been cool with, but they've never been friends. And I think the difference is that you were her actual friend, so she's chasing after you to see if she can make this friendship work. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think that Carly is obsessed with Spice. Now, one thing that I can say is that Spice has gotten big-headed, and now that she's friends with all the other girls, she can diss Carly. Now that Spice is in with the Shekinahs and the Erica Menas and the Rashidas, now, well, I guess she's not in with Erica Mena, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, she's in with the girls who are, top billing on the show. She don't need Carly no more, because Carly is no longer on the show. Carly's not in the lineup no more. Like, I don't know, y'all. Explain to me maybe in the comments what exactly Carly did, because to me it seems like Mita is the one who played you. Mita was the one who went to the public and said something about your condition, or I guess she went to the blogs or whatever she had did. She's the one who was probably orchestrating things in the DR. Mita is the one who submitted the song. Like, you keep coming at Carly, but really your issue is with Mita. Girl, get it together. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are going to be Team Spice. I'm not Team anybody. I'm just calling it how I see it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.